Scams are becoming more and more frequent, and we've talked about it here on the channel. But there are two new scams that if you are traveling anytime soon, you have to know about. Hey everybody, what is up? This is Jordan from JJ Cruise. Thank you so much for clicking into the video today. We're talking about one of my least favorite subjects, and that is travel scams. As a travel agent, I hate that there are people out there that are unethical and using their sinistering ways to ruin people's vacations. We've talked a bit about scams on this channel, and we recently talked about what happened to the Carnival family that was supposed to go on the Carnival celebration. If you didn't see that video, you can check that out. But I know at this point, millions of people have seen the TikToks and the YouTubes all about that scam. Well, after we have shared some scams with all of you, you have done the cruise community and the travel community a favor by sharing them back with us to talk about here on the channel. There are two that were sent to us from viewers, and they're horrible scams. We're going to talk about them today to make sure that you do not fall victim to one of these terrible, terrible schemes that is currently going on out there. Before we get into it, I do just want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. We are working our way every single day to 75,000 subscribers. If you're new here, thank you for subscribing, but don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave us a comment at the end of the video letting us know what you think about today's topic. We're going to get right into these stories, and they both involve the same thing: phone calls. Now, we know that phone scams are out there. They're out there pretty much for every single industry, but it's hitting the cruise industry pretty hard right now. I'm going to share both of these stories, and at the end, I'm going to tell you the one thing and the only thing that you have to do in these scenarios, or any scenario where something smells a little fishy, to completely avoid by getting scammed and schemed. The first scam that actually has happened, I think, for a few years, but it has happened more this year than we have ever seen. And that is a phone call involving a sales rep letting you know that your cruise is canceled. One of our viewers had this happen to them just last week, where their phone rang from a phone number they did not recognize. They answered it, and the person said, "Hello, this is Royal Caribbean. We just wanted to let you know that your upcoming Royal Caribbean cruise is canceled, and we are calling as a courtesy call to help you rebook that cruise." If you didn't know any better, someone might just say, "Well, that's a bummer. I'm sad that my cruise is canceled, but that's okay. My travel plans are flexible. We'll just go next week." The person asked a few additional questions, like what the process and protocols were, and the scammer on the other end of the line let them know that it was their job to call, inform you that your cruise was canceled, and help you rebook by taking another deposit. Now, thankfully, our JJ crew member out there that this happened to, they didn't bite. They didn't take the bait. They ended up hanging up the phone because they felt like something just wasn't right. The person on the other end of the line was hesitating, not really answering a lot of questions, and not really giving them information that they needed to know about why this cancellation was happening in the first place and what the things were being given to the cruisers that had to have this loss of their vacation being canceled. The second story is even more extreme and is really creative. I've got to give it to the scammers because this is something that's really creative but absolutely horrible. Like any cruiser, this cruiser flew in the night before their cruise to get checked into a hotel so they could be there in plenty of time to get on their cruise the next day. This family flew down to Miami because that's where they were taking the cruise out of, checked into their hotel room, gave them a credit card to put on file, and then went up to the room and were relaxing and chilling before they were going to go out for dinner. Well, right before they left for dinner, they got a phone call to the room, and the person on the other end of the line said, "Hi, this is the front desk. I'm just calling to let you know that when we took your credit card just a little bit ago, it actually failed, and we need to get a different card to put on file. So if you can give me the full credit card number and the security code on the back of the card, we can get you all taken care of and you can continue to enjoy your stay." The family that had just checked in didn't feel quite comfortable with this, and they said, "No, I don't want to give you my credit card over the phone. I would rather give it to you in person." And the person clapped back very quickly and said, "Well, there's a lot of people down here waiting to check in. It would just be a lot easier if you could give me the card right now, and then we will have you on your way." This is what I call a savvy traveler, because this person ended up hanging up the phone and walking down to the front desk where they saw there was no one standing there in line. They went to the front desk person and they said, "Hey, I just got a phone call from you. I'm down here to update my card." Well, the front desk worker had no clue what they were talking about because they had not called this guest room to collect their information. But what they discovered was an outside number called the hotel, asked to be transferred or forwarded to the room number. Let's say they were staying in room 805. And once the call was forwarded to the room, they then pretended like they were the front desk calling to get a credit card. This might not happen at all hotels because I would hope a lot of hotels would have protocols put in place where you need to also know the person's name that's staying in whatever random room they're asking to be forwarded to. But in this scenario, there was really no security questions asked. The front desk person just transferred them directly to the room, where on the phone, it popped up like the front desk was actually calling. Kudos to both of these people for not falling for these scams. I said there was one thing that you could do to just avoid this completely, and that is when you get any phone call like this, hang up and call back. If it was the cruise line or the hotel front desk that was trying to call you, they should answer their phone and have all the appropriate information to give to you at that time. In the scenario of the hotel, the person even took it a step further by walking down to the desk. And I have to say, I agree with their actions. I personally would not give my credit card like that over the phone to a front desk worker or someone calling just asking me to repeat or give them my 16-digit card information. Scams cost travelers hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. Do not be someone that falls for these scams and these schemes. There are so many people out there that do not have your best interests in mind. And whenever you are doubting something or something smells fishy, hang up and call back. Well, now I turn this to you. What do you think of these stories? Have you had anything happen to you recently like this? We invite you to email us. You can always go to jjcruise.com and fill out our interest form if you're interested in booking a cruise, or if you've had a recent scam come up that you think we should talk about on the channel. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you have any other tips or tricks for trying to avoid these phone scams? This is terrible. I am sorry for the people that this happened to, but I am thankful that no money was lost and that these travelers were quite savvy in their actions and thought very quickly before just giving someone their credit card information. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Jordan. This is JJ Cruise. Until next time, see ya.